Hi, everybody. It's only 3 weeks away from the Texas convention, so I am busy getting my painting oil ready to go I have a booth at the Texas convention. Hope y'all come by. I did not realize how long I have been using and painting with this. I thought it was about 2009, 2010 when I made my first beginner painting video. Also, I will have some of these at my booth. It goes back to the basics, which I think that everybody needs, or even if you're teaching, how to mix with your painting oil, basic strokes, flat stroke, side load, all that type thing. And I think I need to do a workshop one day on Zoom. So that will be in the works once I come back from Texas convention. So what I'm excited about today is I did not realize how long I've been using and painting with this. I found some pre-mixed paints. Now I pretty much mix my paints as I go, since I've got the paints that I know work for me. But in the beginning, I was testing a lot of paints from estate sales to see what colors were what, did my charts and everything. But I found this and I'm like, oh my God, this area code 225. So that means these paints have been in mixed at least 20 years, y'all. I thought it was 10, 20 years. And I know my paints or my oil medium will not break down in high heat. So just give you a little idea of how long, what these paints have been through mixed. And I'm gonna show you how creamy they still are. I've moved from, this was Prairieville, Louisiana, to North Carolina, to Texas. Maybe some has been to Kansas and back to Louisiana. So does that tell you how long this has been in and out of climate control? And if you will look, this paint does not break down. I don't care for mineral oil. I know some of you love it, mixed paints, but here in the South, you drag your paints around, it gets above 110 degrees in your car, it's going to break down and get slimy, and there's nothing you can do to reconstitute that. So take a look at this. 20 years, y'all. It is just as creamy as when I mixed it. Of course, I did mix it and put it in like a metal. These are little metal, I think they're watch, some kind of containers or whatever. Some of the newer plastic ones are better, but the old plastic ones would tend to make the paints a little bit dry. But look at this. Okay, I'm gonna move this over and show y'all this paint. 20 years, y'all. And part of my instruction is how to get your paints properly loaded. I'm just going to put a little bit of my painting oil here. Again, this palette knife, I know it's 20 years old because I got it at Con-Can, and that was when I lived in Prairieville, and I can't believe I still have it. It is just one of my favorite ones. It's beat up old. I really need to do something cool to the handle. But just give you an idea, I have painted portraits and everything with this oil. Now I have sometimes altered it, but I'll discuss that later in instruction. But I just want to show you with this open medium, you can get a lot of paint on. It's all in having your brush properly loaded. Look at that. 20 years, y'all, mixed. There's other good mediums out there, I'm not gonna lie, but this one has worked for me. I have tried other people's mediums, and yes, there's some really good ones out there. But just to keep it basic, mix and paint everything with this if you want. There's other additives you can add to it if you want a little, like a semi-open medium. So what do you clean your brush with? Okay, you can mix. I don't keep turp or anything. I'm allergic. If it's not a staining color, I just take off the excess. Now I'm not bending the brush because I don't want to compromise the brush. But at the end of the day, you can wipe off the excess. Here's more medium. Dip it, squiggle, squiggle. This is the most important thing. If your brushes are fraying, take your brush and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. This is the best advice I give my students. If your brushes are not coming to this chisel edge, you're not going to get sharp wipeouts. Okay, you're just not. You have to get the oil in there and down into this ferrule. Just dipping in the oil and going, starting painting, you're just not going to go anywhere with it. So overnight, even if you don't clean your brushes really, really well, dip them in the oil and let the gravity bring that oil down into the ferrule. Yeah, it's a little messier because then it gets all over your handle and then you got to clean it up. But this is one of the best tips I can give you, and it will improve your painting. And it doesn't matter what brushes you use. I use different types, different people's brushes. I like something that's got a little spring in it. Jane Marks, Josephine brushes. It doesn't matter. I have Lolita. I've got everybody's paint brushes, but I like square shaders, and that they just work for me. But whatever you do, condition your brushes, and you will have a better painting experience. Okay, I'll see y'all at the Texas convention. Bye.